Hello, this is Anthony, and in this video we're going to show you how to quickly get started using the Clever YouTube plugin. You can see I'm in WordPress right now and I'm on the post editor, and I've created a sample post called My Post. And we're going to scroll down and show you how to embed a Clever YouTube plugin video. So as I scroll down, you'll notice that I have my Clever YouTube plugin shortcode generator box here. And it's important to know that the only thing you really need to get started using the Clever YouTube plugin is a link of a YouTube video. And to get this link, we just copy it in the typical fashion. We just drag our YouTube video here. This is just a random video I found from the Discovery channel, and I'm just going to copy the URL just as you would if you were sending this video link to a friend. And of course I'll just paste it in step 1 here, and you'll notice that in this green box on the bottom we have our WordPress shortcode. So if you don't know what a shortcode is, a shortcode is just a little piece of code, some text surrounded by brackets, which WordPress uses to insert novel features or novel functions into WordPress, or particularly into WordPress content. So to put this in my post content, all I do is the same thing. I just copy and then paste it right where I want my video to appear. And you'll notice we've just created our first Clever YouTube plugin video. Now I'm going to go ahead and save my post in the typical fashion, and I'll go ahead and view my post in WordPress, and you'll see we've just created our first Clever YouTube plugin video. So you can see with just one step we now have a functional YouTube video on our website, but it's a bit boring, so that's why we have the Clever YouTube plugin, because we can add video styles to our embedded YouTube videos. So let's go ahead and switch back to WordPress now. And now we'll go ahead and scroll down to our Clever YouTube plugin settings page. And it is on this page where we dictate how our Clever YouTube plugin video styles are going to look. So let's go ahead and go through these settings one by one. We'll start with the step A, video size and quality here. Now, the first question is asking us, should this video player be responsive? Now, you'll recall that we're using the default WordPress theme, and the default WordPress theme is a responsive theme. So we're just going to leave our setting here set to the on position, because we do want our video to be responsive, because our video is currently in a responsive theme. The next two settings, the video width and the video quality, are also appropriate for a responsive video, so we can go ahead and leave those alone. Now the next question is asking us about video player controls. That's just the play and the pause button that is along the bottom of every YouTube video, and we do want to leave that in the on position. Now the next question is asking us about a custom video thumbnail. That's the image that goes on top of the YouTube video. If I switch back to my post for a moment, I could see that the Clever YouTube plugin is currently showing the default YouTube thumbnail image, which is this blue image that says "Make Your World Bigger." This is the Discovery channel's image that they've chosen for their video. And we can use theirs, or we can upload our own with the Clever YouTube plugin. So for this example, I found a very nice image on the Discovery channel website, and I'd like to use this image for our video player. So I'm going to click the switch on, and then I'm going to click the uploader, and I have this file saved in a typical fashion on my computer. So to get this to my website, I simply drag it into WordPress in the typical fashion and then just click select, and you'll notice that my image, or more particularly the URL of my image, is now in our edit box here, and we've specified, we're telling the Clever YouTube plugin that we'd like to use this image for our custom video thumbnail. Let's try to do one more step real quick. The next one is custom video border, and we have some built-in borders here which you can select. I'm going to go ahead and select maybe this paper texture here, and you'll notice that the same thing has happened. Again, all we need, or all the Clever YouTube plugin needs to reference these images, is just the complete URL of the image, and you'll notice that we've now selected our paper texture to use as our video border. So at this point, I'm just going to select the Save button, and we're going to go see what our video looks like. So I'll return to our first sample post, and now I'll click the refresh button in my browser, and you'll notice that we're now showing our Discovery Channel image, which we selected to be placed atop our video, and we're showing our nice white and gray paper textured border here for our sample video. And now let's return to our Clever YouTube plugin styles page and see what other widgets we can add to our video. We'll go ahead and scroll down a little bit, and again we see our previous options here. Let's go ahead and skip down to step C and make a custom play button for our Discovery Channel video. I'll go ahead and click on the play button, and I can see the various options we have here. I might select this colorful play button here, and in the next series of questions it's asking what sort of motion we want for the actual play button itself, and I'm going to select this swaying motion here, which will gently rock the video button back and forth. And the purpose of that is really just to try to catch the eye. Remember, in marketing you're always trying to catch the eye of the user, and this just adds a little bit of a novel element when a person comes to your website. So hopefully when they see the play button swaying back and forth like this, they might be a little bit more inclined to actually click the play button. And that's what we all want. We want to increase play button clicks, or just to increase clicks in general. That's pretty much the entire goal of internet marketing, to increase clicks and to increase conversions. We have a slider down here as well where we can give the button itself a bit of a transparency. Now what this will do is it will fade the button just slightly into the video player image. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 91% just to give it a very slight fade for our image. And I'm going to go ahead and click save again just so we can take a look at our video at this point. So again, we'll just scroll back to our test page, and I'll click the refresh button, and here we go. You can see our new colorful button, which is moving back and forth and has a very slight opacity. Now let's go back and see what other effects we can add to our video. Again, we're back at our style settings page, and I'll scroll down a bit past the play button rollout at this point. And what about step D? There isn't much I want to use from step D at this point, but we'll talk about the options briefly. If you select this switch here, this will direct the Clever YouTube plugin to autoplay the video. And what that means is that when the user comes to your web page, the video will start automatically. Even if the user doesn't click on anything, the YouTube video will start playing. But we don't really want to use that on this particular style because we just uploaded our custom image as well as our custom play button in the previous steps. So we'd like the user to actually see what we uploaded, and there's no reason to autoplay the video on this particular style. This feature is mostly used for marketing websites when they want a video to start playing as soon as the user arrives at the marketing pitch page. What about step 2, closed captions? So this feature can be very important if you have a video that's trying to convey some important information, especially information to an international audience. A lot of times people in an international audience will turn on the closed captions, which are the little pieces of text that appear below YouTube videos. But our particular video in this sample was just a wildlife video, so I don't think there's a lot of dialogue in this video for our sample, so I'm going to leave that in the off position as well. YouTube annotations, those are the little pieces of clickable regions which pop up on YouTube videos. Often they'll say something like click here, and they're put there by the video creator because he's typically trying to get people to click on an action that will lure them to his own website or start playing a different video in a sequence. So for embedded YouTube videos, you almost always leave annotations off. And this next option is interesting. Force the video volume up. Okay, so what does this do? Now online, there is a very typical problem that people get into, and that is they forget to turn up their video volume or their PC volume or their speaker volume or their computer volume. In a typical computer configuration, there are actually a lot of volume controls, so it's pretty easy to get confused about volume. This is actually an infamous problem in marketing videos because people will come to your website and they don't hear anything coming out of your video and they'll just click away. It's a common problem, and the problem often comes from people not realizing that YouTube itself has a video volume. So what this switch does is it examines the user's current video volume, and if the user's volume is too low, then when our user comes to click the video, the Clever YouTube plugin will push the volume up at least to 65%, so the user is not mistaken to believe that the actual video has no volume in it. So this is a subtle point, but you almost always want to leave this switch on because it's a really nice way to protect from this user volume error. Users who have mistakenly muted a video, or rather a previous video, and they forget that each individual YouTube video itself has a volume control knob. So this will make sure that your video is audible. Let's briefly go through the next step. At step E, this is showing us what to do after the video is done playing. So you can see on top we have show repeat button. This is pretty obvious. What this does is when the video is done, it will show a repeat button and then the user can watch it again. We'll go ahead and leave that on. And then our second option says show a custom video thumbnail. Now this step is very similar to our previous step where we selected our custom thumbnail here from the Discovery channel to be shown atop our video. This step is pretty much asking the same thing, but it's asking us if we want to show an image when the video is done. And for this step, I've created this nice simple Discovery channel banner for our sample video. So in the same fashion, I'm just going to turn this switch on, and I'm going to click on our WordPress media uploader, and I'm going to drag in our image just as I did previously and hit the select button. And of course, WordPress has just directed the Clever YouTube plugin to use our image as our custom video thumbnail when the video ends. Now the final step here says run HTML or JavaScript. So this can be useful if you have, for example, an email opt-in box or some other HTML or JavaScript code that you'd like to run when the video is completed. You'd place that computer code in this box here, and then that will run when the video is done. But we're not going to do that for this particular sample video since this is just a sample about wildlife. But I am going to press the save button now, and we'll go ahead and return to our sample video and see how it looks. Again, I'll press the refresh button, and we won't see any changes yet until we get to the end of the video, because the only visual change we did in the previous setting was simply to change the final image. So let's go ahead and play our video, and you'll notice that the Discovery channel video is starting. And I'll go ahead and zoom to the end of the video so we can see our final image. And here we see our final image. This is the one we uploaded in our previous step in the style page. And you can see our repeat button, which we directed in the style page as well. So with that, we'll conclude our quick start video on how to use the Clever YouTube plugin. Stay tuned for more instructional videos below. And if you have any questions, then contact us via the contact page at clevergizmos.com. Thanks for watching.